That's what you're looking at.
Yeah, and playing well.
That's what you're looking at.
Him
if it's Byron Leftwich. This game started with a couple of good storylines. Number one, you have Todd Haley against his former team. Our Jake Laser reports that team doesn't want to pay him some money that they owe him. So Todd Haley comes to town, and his team plays, or his old team, played well early. Jamal Charles, a 12-yard touchdown, 7-0 early. It's the first time the Chiefs have led all year.
Well, and Jamal Charles had some good runs tonight, too, which is kind of surprising. You think about Pittsburgh, we've been talking about the defense. Jamal Charles ran the ball extremely well tonight.
And that defense was opportunistic. Isaac Redmond stripped by Derek Johnson. Alan Bailey recovers for the Chiefs. So you get a short field here again.
Something that's been kind of the downfall of the Chiefs turning the ball over. We see the Pittsburgh Steelers do that to help the Chiefs out.
Leads to a Ryan Suckup field goal. That made it 10-0. Second quarter, Mike Wallace has had his issues with dropping the football. That's one of them, although that ball was tough. Here's Roethlisberger, though, 5 plays later. That one is just amazing.
That might be one of the most impressive catches for the year.
I think it's the best one I've seen this year, Darren.
Exactly. When you account for the weather conditions, the fact that it was one hand, the fact that he really didn't have it, and it went between his legs, and he still was able to control the football. I mean, that's
He's been doing his adductor work in the weight room.
There's a nice hat, too, there for Mike Wallace.
Yeah,
now, this becomes the story in the third quarter. Opening minute of the third quarter. You got Justin Houston and Tamba Hali bringing down Ben Roethlisberger. And again, look at the right shoulder.
See how his shoulder kind of is extended?
Good view, Darren.
Yeah.
When it gets jammed back up in that socket, you know what? A lot of times it's bad business.
Ben Roethlisberger done for the night, heading to the hospital, getting an MRI. Ben done. Byron Leftwich in. Chiefs next possession. Matt Castle is going to scramble to midfield. Get a first out of it. He would talk a bit.
Yeah, a little hype. You know how we like it there. And then Larry Flynt's going to come over in typical Steeler fashion, jaw a little bit.
Typical Steeler fashion. Matt Castle looks like he gets his team into the end zone. Dwayne Bowe with a 22-yard touchdown. Now, we saw the flag up, but we thought it was for taunting.
Yeah, it wasn't for taunting. It was for a horrible, and I mean a horrible holding call.
I don't know. Once your arms are extended and his hands are on the back of his jersey, so that can be considered a hold.
Brandon Albert.
Coming from the DB. Exactly. Brandon Albert, I got your back, buddy. Good block.
All right, well, you didn't get points there because Ryan Suckup missed a 33-yard field goal. This could have been a turnover. It was called one on the field. Ball comes out of Byron Leftwich's hand. Justin Houston goes 21 yards for a touchdown. But look at it again. We saw it immediately. This is not a fumble. Although it is a nice dance. They were flagged for that. What do you think?
They got flagged for a dance on something that didn't count. That's
the
bad
old
football.
tuck. That's the old tuck rule.
Yes, sir.
The old tuck gets you every time.
That is an incomplete
Gets you every time.
Steelers eventually turn the ball over on downs. They would get it back.
Now, this was a bad call on Gilbert Arenas.
Javier Arenas.
Javier, excuse me.
Heard it both ways.
Yeah, both ways. You know, Javier, my bad, buddy. Alabama guy. I can't give him too much credit. But ultimately, bad call.
Get PI there, 22-yard penalty, moves it down to the 25 in the fourth quarter now. Leftwich out of the end zone, but now there are 2 penalties on the Chiefs. You get Tamba Hali for roughing the passer, leads to the go-ahead field goal. Sean Swisham, 31-yarder, makes it 13-10. The Steelers, though, had trouble. They couldn't get anything going. Jonathan Dwyer there stops short, so they have to punt. What do the Chiefs do when they get it back? 1:02 left.
Well,
Dwayne
Ryan
Bowe can't
Clark
hold on.
knocked himself out trying to hit Dwayne Bowe. But listen, you know what? There was a lot of opportunities tonight for this Kansas City Chiefs team. A lot of drops. Matt Castle puts that one where it needs to be. Dwayne Bowe comes up short. We saw it.
Very sloppy game on both sides.
Absolutely.
For both teams.
Clark and Dwayne Bowe both had to leave. Now about 30 seconds remaining. 2 plays later on a third down. Castle to Tony Moeaki is tight end. But Moeaki is going to get called for offensive interference.
Yeah, a little push-off.
Whenever you extend that arm.
They see that arm come out. You can get away with a little elbow push, but when you push that arm all the way out, you're going to see that little yellow flag follow every time.
Well, now it's 4th and 15, backed up to his own 45. You get Dwayne Bowe for 28, so this thing is still alive. But look at the clock. It's ticking. Again, they are out of timeouts. Castle's going to run up there to kill the clock, and now you get 2 seconds left, and you get Ryan Suckup, and it's never easy at Heinz Field. Open end or closed end. That's a good kick.
Well, even that grass, we talk about into the field, but it's more that grass. It's thick, it's moggy, it's bogged down. Good kick.
Well, they go to overtime, and the overtime did not last long. There would be no tie. Lawrence Timmons with the pick. And he's going to bring it back all the way to the 5.
You know what's funny? How what you do all year kind of creeps its ugly head and rears its ugly head at the most inopportune times. And the Chiefs had turned the ball over throughout the season.
Yep.
And now when they needed to not turn the ball over, they do in a crucial situation.
Mike Tomlin doesn't waste any time. He brings out Sean Swisham immediately. No need to run a play.
He will walk up out there, run out of there with that victory. Boy.
They all count. They all count.
16-13. This one counts as well, as the Steelers go to 6-4. They survive. Really no other way to describe this one. They survive over the Chiefs. Survive in advance, as they say. But they survive and move on now with questions about their quarterback. Do they have to go to Byron Leftwich for any length of time? Do they have to go to Charlie Batch, perhaps, who is inactive?